Hello. All right. Good morning, guys. Anna Brooks here. How you doing? Say hello if you're there, if you're tuning in to episode 4 of Anna's Dose of Reality. So I'm going to get straight into it this morning. I'm also going to let you know about a little something that I've come up with just now as well, which I'm pretty excited about. So I'm going to let you know about that later on in today's episode, okay? So what I want to talk about today, as you know by the title and all the lemmings coasted through life still asleep, it was something that came to me this morning while I was doing my workout, which is when I do get a lot of my sort of thoughts and my revelations, I guess, that I like to talk about. And so this morning when I was doing my workout, I was sitting there and I was in the middle of a set, actually. Actually, no, that's not true. I was really concentrating during the set. It was just after I'd finished. Out of the corner of my eye, I glanced over and I noticed a group of people, and I realized that they're just, you know, when you go to a gym and you see people that are training, that are actually doing a workout properly, like they're really engaged, you can tell that they're actually putting in effort, they're feeling what they're doing, they're really actually in the moment of the exercise. These group of people were the exact opposite, right? So they were completely disengaged. They were going through the motions while they were having a bit of a chat or just glancing out into the distance or, I don't know, in their own thoughts about something else that's going on for them. They were just literally going through the motions. So whatever exercise they were doing, whether it was some arm workout or it was some lunges or squats or whatever it is, they were just there and they were just literally doing the motions as you would. And on their face, you could just tell they were completely checked out. They were just out of it, right? They were, as I would call it, just asleep, right? And it kind of hit me afterwards, and then it kind of even fueled me further for my workout, because it's something that I talk a lot about to my clients for personal training reasons, right? In terms of how important it is to connect the body and the mind, so that you're not just coming in and doing the exercises that I've given you and hoping that that's going to just magically work. You need to get in the habit of connecting your mind into what you're doing, because otherwise it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And that's why you have so many people who you see just go in day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. And you can see that they're doing the exercises, they're doing the work. And obviously we can't know what they're doing outside of the workouts, outside of the gym. However, nothing's changing, nothing's progressing in terms of the way that they look or anything, which I understand that's not always for everyone, but you can tell just as well with their workouts that they're not actually increasing their fitness or anything like that, because they're just in that same disengaged state where they're just coming in, going through the motions and going home. Now, before you get a bit narky at me, yes, I understand they're doing something. It's better than sitting on the couch and doing nothing. I absolutely agree. Absolutely, 100%. But the question comes down to, well, what do you really want to achieve, right? However, I'm going to get off on a tangent on this. So I'm going to pull it back, right? So I've used the example this morning from the training. However, it's kind of a thing, I guess, that really hits home with me when I see it happening, is this idea that you're disengaged from your whole life, right? And this is what I call the lemming sort of mentality. And this is why you often see me use like the hashtag leaders, not lemmings. And I don't just mean that, you know, leaders in any particular industry or any particular thing, but more so leader in your own life, right? Because I kind of associate the idea of lemmings with someone who's really checked out and not really paying attention to what's going on in their life, or choosing any direction for their life really consciously, right? So when I saw this, it kind of reminded me of what really hits home and what I feel like some of us sometimes just need a reminder, and I do as well. I do this all the time. Where I will find myself, not for long now, I've gotten really good at picking up on it pretty quickly, but there have been times where, even for myself, I've done this, where I just kind of start coasting, right? And you just kind of get in the grind, you get into the hustle, you get into the day-to-day stuff, and before you know it, like I said, days or weeks or months or whatever have passed, and you kind of go, well, hold on though, but what have I actually, how have I actually grown? How have I actually progressed in this time? And yes, I do believe that progression and growth as a human is essential. I don't believe that that's an option. I don't believe that that's something that we should give ourselves the option of being like, oh, well, no, I just want to coast. That's one thing that you'll never shake my belief on that from, because I believe that we are designed to push. We are designed to grow. We are designed to be able to challenge and see the absolute best that we can possibly achieve in ourselves. And that doesn't mean not enjoying your life or anything like that. It purely means that we're not designed to coast along like so much of the population does, where it's literally just, go through the same stuff day after day, sit down, watch some TV, have some dinner, repeat, rinse and repeat, right? I don't believe that that's our nature. I don't believe that's what we're designed for. I have, so many examples in my life and, in the history of the world where you can see that the people that have made the biggest differences, that have made the biggest impacts, are the ones who dared to go outside of what's normal and go outside of what feels comfortable day after day and actually push themselves. And that is what humans are designed for. That is where we light up. That is what lights our soul up, right? And so it makes me really sad when I see this, when I see people who are just checked out of their life. And I know I use the gym example because it's something that I see so often in the gym, and that's probably why I get drawn back into that environment so much, because it's a constant kind of reminder for me of why I do what I do, and why I want to wake people up and make them realize that there's more to this, that you are allowed to want more. You have to actually want more. Like, it's in your nature. It's what you're designed to do. So I know I use the gym example, but it's everywhere. You go to shopping centers and you can just see people walking around, and it's like looking at a robot. It's like looking at a lemming. It's just moving forward. It looks like a human. It talks like a human, but it's completely forgotten what its core reason for being here is, and that it's not to pay that bill or to go to that shop and buy this food and buy whatever, that there's actually more to them, right? And so this is kind of the dose of reality that I wanted to throw in today, is this idea to wake yourself up, to engage with your life again, to actually go, well, when was the last time that I felt like I was getting somewhere, like I had a purpose, like I was pushing for something greater than myself, greater than that bill that needs to be paid, or that meal that needs to be cooked, or the washing that needs to be put up, or even just the job that I have to go to for someone else, or whatever it is. When was the last time that I felt like I'm actually getting somewhere for my own sake and for my own purpose and my own core and my own soul? And think back to that and go after that, right? And this is something that I know for a lot of people, it'll even feel like you've lost it, right? Last night I was actually going through, I have this couple of boxes that I have to sort through from my mum's house, and it had a box full of my stuff from school, from mostly high school, but a little bit of primary school stuff as well. And I found my high school diaries. Now, if you were a girl growing up like I did in the late 90s and early 2000s or whatever, you're quite likely as well that your diary was like a piece of art, basically, just your school diary. Like, I had just notes and conversations with friends and just everything. I filled out absolutely every part of it. I had stickers everywhere. I had poems. I used to write so much poetry, all this kind of stuff. And I was just reading it, and I was blown away by, when you look back at that, you realize just how much passion I had for life back then, right? So how much I just engaged with everything I did, every conversation I had, every school task, every, like assignment that I had to do, that kind of thing. I was engaged. I was so, always just wanted to do something, always wanted to grow, always wanted to expand. And even for myself, like I said, this isn't just, me talking about a hypothetical person. I know that when I got out of high school and when I also stopped even studying altogether, I did feel lost. I did feel like I was getting into that lemming stage. I was getting into just the rinse and repeat and the disengage and just follow the motions of life, right? And it does take a shake up. It does take some effort on your part to actually go, okay, no, hold on. I need to actually step up and do something about this, right? Whatever way that needs to be for you is whatever way it needs to be, but don't be that person. If you are that person now, you can change that. And this is what I just, like, this morning, I got this massive shift in myself where I just went, this is my next thing. Like, I've been, this is a really bad, I'm not going to say it's a bad trait. It's something that I'm not sure is great for me at the moment. And I don't know if it's a withholding type of pattern, but we'll see. But I get ideas about what I want to do. And then I'll go and I'll get on the live stream and I'll work it out as I'm talking. And then I'll kind of start talking about it to you guys. And rather than actually, working it out and then kind of announcing it to you. So I'm not going to say too much about it because honestly, it's now just kind of come to me right this second and gone, yep, this is what I want to do, right? So I will give you all the details on it later on, once I've actually hashed out the details. But I am feeling very, very called right now that there is a sort of, a tribe, a community movement of just wanting to wake up, wanting to find that passion again, wanting to find that thing inside of you that's going to make you light up, basically. That thing that's going to actually get you to be excited for your days and get excited about moving towards something and progressing towards something, rather than just falling into that habit of day after day doing the same thing and letting your life coast by and becoming just one of the lemmings kind of coasting through. And it's not rare. That's the problem. It's not rare for people to to be in this position. This is very common. So this is what I'm feeling right now, is that this is going to be the next program. However it is that I will work it out, I will work out whether it's going to be like a longer program or whether it's going to be a training or whatever it is. I will sit down and journal on that and work it out for you. And I'll let you know as soon as I've got that going, obviously. But in the meantime, this is what today's episode is about. And today, what I wanted to talk about today is this idea to just wake yourself up, to engage with what you're doing. I mean, it's something as simple as if you're at the gym and you're doing a workout, or wherever you do, if you do fitness and you do workout, which I really recommend, by the way. If you're not already working out, start. You'll be amazed at how much energy, how much vitality, how much everything in your life just improves from getting a bit more intense about your health and your fitness and your energy. Tangents, as always. But, oh my God, now I've forgotten my train of thought, as I normally do. So whatever it is that you're doing, whatever exercise you choose or whatever activity you're choosing, engage with it. Stop clocking off on your own life. This makes me so sad when I see people post things like, the best thing that can happen on a Monday is that it goes quick. I mean, that makes me want to burst into tears, because it's like, well, that's one day out of 7 that you get given every single week to live your life. And you're basically saying, I'm so happy that this one day out of 7 has just gone really fast, because I just want to keep going and get through to Friday and then weekend, hey, and then start again and hope the Monday passes fast. Like, that makes me so sad. This is your life. You are actually asking for your life to speed up. You're asking for your life to pass you by, and that's not right. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. I don't think that's right. I think that's absolute crap. To want your life to go by faster, to want your life to end faster. I can understand that you might be impatient for something, awesome that's coming up. Yeah, okay, cool. But when it's like a weekly thing or just a lifetime kind of request of the world, and what you're asking to say, oh, I just really wish time would hurry up. I really wish Monday would be over already. Basically what you're saying is you're not living a life that you're actually wanting to be a part of. You just want to get out of it, and that should be enough to trigger you to go, something's not right. But we don't. We think that's normal, right? We say, oh yes, another Monday, can't wait for this one to be over. And everybody else says it, so we think, oh yeah, that's normal. That's normal to just hate Mondays and want to get through them. No, it's not. If you actually stop and thought about it for just 1 second, you would realize how desperately, desperately sad this is, that you want your life to pass you by, that you basically want to get out of it, right? So engage with what you're doing. If you don't like it, great, change it. And I will be helping you with that very shortly. Like I said, I've got something brewing that is going to come out very shortly in order to help you to actually figure out what it is that you want and get passionate again and find that inner drive and find that passion. So that's coming. Don't stress, breathe. However, in the meantime, start just by engaging with what you're doing, right? So whatever you're doing for work, whatever you're doing for your exercise, whatever you're doing at nighttime or during the day, whatever your schedule happens to be when you have downtime, start engaging with your activity. Stop switching yourself off. Stop getting that glazed sort of blank look that you get when you're not there, right? You've just switched off, you've gone somewhere else, and you're not actually paying attention to at all what you're doing. I understand that we do so many things, so many processes over and over that they do become second nature, like driving, for example. For me, and I know for a lot of people, sometimes you get into a zone and you're just sort of thinking, and you've gotten home and you're like, how did I get home? Where, what was there? I don't actually remember driving. That's normal, right? That's just because it's something that's become so normal to you. But I mean, in general, like, engage with something. If you are driving, engage with your thoughts. Actually think about your thoughts as opposed to just sitting there and letting them trail off or turning on the radio and listening to some shit that someone's talking about whatever they're whinging about this week, right? Switch that off and listen to yourself. Listen to your own mind. Listen to what it wants to say. And tune into yourself, tune into your own life. Stop taking the bus out and just going, nah, I'm checked out, I'm out of here, I'm going to lemming this all the way. You're a leader. You are a leader. You are designed to lead your life, to create your life on purpose, live your life on purpose, and to create a lifestyle by design and not by default. And this is like everything, as always, with my message will always loop back to exactly what the core of my message is, which is creating a lifestyle by design and not by default. If you're going to lemming your way through your life, you're going to end up with a life by default where you've checked out and you're basically glazed over and just ticking the time over, waiting for it to end. You've got to create a lifestyle by your design, and that starts with tuning into you and listening to yourself, what it is that is trying to get out, because I promise you it is there. If you have shut it down and numbed it down for long enough, it's going to require a bit of patience to let it come out, because it's probably tried to come out in the past. It's probably propped up and said, hey, by the way, what if we, or can we, or, oh, actually, I'd really like to, and you've just gone, no. I've got enough going on. I've got to get this done. I've got to get this done. I've got to A, B, C, D, blah, 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 blah. You shut up. I'll get to you one day. One day's now. One day is now. And one day means whenever you choose, not some arbitrary number, like that saying, one day or day one. It's absolutely up to you, because one day is always going to just be off in the distance. Check in now, tune in now, start listening to yourself, start giving yourself the space to get uncomfortable, right? I know what it feels like when you have tuned out for long enough that you actually sit down with yourself and your own thoughts. See how long it lasts before you actually almost feel like an overwhelmed need to reach for your phone or to reach for the telly or to reach for whatever it is, to tune out once again out of your own life and going to something else to find some other avenue that isn't you, that isn't your own thoughts, right? And then fight that and go, nah, decide ahead of time. I'm going to sit here for 10 minutes. I'm going to sit here for 20 minutes, whatever it is. And I'm not going to do anything else but listen to myself. It's not going to feel comfortable the first few times. Sorry, it's just not. We have trained ourselves out of trusting ourselves and tuning into ourselves. We've trained ourselves in this technology age to tune ourselves in to something else, right? To disengage from what we want and what we're doing, to go and find interesting stuff on YouTube or on Facebook, like me, which is awesome. Keep watching me. But you know what I mean. So that is the first practice from today's episode that I want to get through to you. Tune in, take some time, give yourself a time frame and just turn the phone off, or don't turn, let's be honest, nobody turns their phones off. Put your phone on silent and face down, away from you, and give yourself a time frame. Maybe set an alarm so the phone will go off or whatever you want, and just decide that that's it. I'm sitting there and I'm engaging with myself and I'm listening to myself, and I'm going to have my own thoughts And they're not going to be about the cleaning or the washing or the cooking or whatever it is or whatever's going on at work. They are going to be about me. It's a muscle. You've got to practice it. You've got to have patience with it and let it come out when it's ready. Don't push it, right? Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I am going to go and do some journaling, like I said, about what this next program that I'm coming out with. But I am very excited because I feel like it's just going to be exactly what is needed at this time, where it's just this collective need to wake up and to engage and to take charge and create your lifestyle by design, not by default, and to just shake things up, right? So I'm going to leave it there, and I will see you very soon. If you have any questions, any suggestions about the program as well, I may or may not take them on board because I always go with my gut and what it tells me to do. And I know I always do this when I say my gut, but you know what I mean. So if you do have any requests, I will definitely consider them. So please let me know. Feel free to comment below or send me a private message. I'd love to hear from you. And in the meantime, actually, that's one other thing. I will pop down below if you are wanting to get really kind of a little bit more guidance and just get the teeth bite into this whole thing and just get a little bit more direction, as well as the task I've given you today. Hop on over to anabrooks.com.au/7-day game changer. I'll pop the link down below, so it's the number 7 and then day game changer, all in one word, and download that. So you'll just pop your email in and I'll send it over to you. It's 7 days worth of emails, right? And it's a free program that I created a little while ago, and it's absolutely amazing for just creating shifts quickly in 7 days. It helps you to dig deep into who you are, what your true passions are, what your core is. Obviously, it's only 7 days, so it's not as effective as, say, like the bigger program that I might be coming out with very soon, but it is definitely an amazing starting point to give yourself a week to really wake yourself up. And sometimes that's what it takes. It takes that intensity, it takes that commitment to just start, like I said, one day or day one, up to you. So today could be day one of that 7-day game changer. Pop the link down below and you can click on that, get your copy there. I'll see you guys really soon. Bye.